Whispers of History, exploring the Berlin Wall Memorial. The Silent Witness. The night air was thick with the scent of rain-soaked stone and distant street vendors. Lucas Voss adjusted his leather gloves, his breath shallow as he gazed up at the solemn remains of the Berlin Wall Memorial. The towering concrete slabs loomed under the dim glow of Berlin's streetlights, their surfaces etched with the scars of division and escape attempts. Lucas wasn't here as a tourist. As a historian specializing in architectural heritage, he was drawn to the whispers of the past embedded in the remnants of the wall. The Berlin Wall had stood as a brutal reminder of separation, but what secrets lay hidden within its foundations? A sudden rustle behind him pulled Lucas from his thoughts. A woman stepped out from the shadows, her face partially obscured by a scarf. She held out an aged document, an original blueprint of the wall. However, this one had markings, hidden symbols that weren't part of the public record. "You're the one who studies forgotten history, aren't you?" she asked. "Then you should know. The wall holds more stories than anyone realizes." Before Lucas could respond, the distant chime of a clock tower echoed through Bernauer Strasse. The woman took a step back. "If you truly seek the past, follow the trail beneath the memorial." And then, just as suddenly as she had appeared, she vanished into the night. The hidden path. Lucas spent the next day diving into archives, searching for any mention of hidden structures beneath the Berlin Wall. His research led him to an obscure reference, an underground passageway used by escapees, but rumored to be much older than that. That night, under the cover of darkness, Lucas returned to the memorial. He traced his hands along the base of a weathered section of the wall, searching for anything unusual. Then, beneath a loose slab, he felt it, a groove, almost imperceptible. With a firm push, the stone shifted, revealing a narrow stairway leading down into the earth. The air was heavy with dust and history as Lucas descended. His flashlight beam flickered across ancient walls lined with carvings, messages left behind by those who had once risked everything for freedom. Some were from East Berliners who had used the tunnels to escape. Others were older, much older. Lucas's pulse quickened as he realized he was standing in a passage that predated the wall itself. Who had built it?
And why?
Echoes of the past. The tunnel stretched further than Lucas anticipated, winding beneath Berlin's streets. Every few feet, remnants of history emerged, an old military badge, fragments of documents, a rusted lantern from another era. Then he reached a chamber. It was vast, its ceiling supported by aged concrete and steel beams. In the center stood a weathered podium, atop which rested a bronze plaque covered in inscriptions. As Lucas brushed away the dust, the words came into view. "To those who lived and died for freedom, your voices remain." Lucas felt a chill. This chamber wasn't just a passageway. It was a message, a hidden testament to the sacrifices made for unity. As he traced the engravings, a voice echoed from the entrance of the chamber. "You found it?" Lucas turned to see the woman from the night before. This time, she wasn't alone. The Guardian's truth. The woman stepped forward, flanked by two men in conservator uniforms. "My name is Clara Weiss," she said. "I work for the Berlin Historical Society. We've been searching for this site for years." Lucas furrowed his brow. "Then why the secrecies?" Clara sighed. "Because not all history is meant to be uncovered. This chamber holds the voices of those who lived and died under the shadow of the Berlin Wall. Their stories deserve to be told, but with care." Lucas looked around, the weight of the discovery sinking in. This wasn't a treasure trove of lost artifacts. It was a living archive of the people who had fought for freedom. Clara handed Lucas a small notebook, its pages filled with transcriptions from previous generations. "Help us document it. Help us preserve their voices." Lucas took a deep breath. He had come seeking a mystery, but had found something far more valuable, an unbroken thread connecting Berlin's past to its present. As he flipped through the pages, he knew his journey had only just begun.